That's so crazy.
Oh, whoa.
Look at the bait going up on the top of it.
Jeez.
Look at, they're trying to get on the back.
Bait's trying to climb the turtle, man.
And look at the tunas around it. Oh, is that crazy? Oh my God, that's so sick. Look at this. Keep it tight, fish. Keep it tight, super tight. No, don't ease up. Just fight the fish with me. There you go. It's a kind of a Cherokee Cuban hand lining rod fishing technique.
Cherokee Cuban Fishtafarian. I love it.
Well, when you see fish for the first time, you know, it's kind of makes you look a couple times to see what's actually going on there. And, you know, impressions can be so deceiving. You look at this guy and you think he's kind of a gnarly dreadhead, but you talk to him and you find like an incredibly intelligent, very articulate, and very creative, not only artist, but human being. I've had a chance to really spend some time with fish just one-on-one, and then also had a chance to spend some time with him in a family scenario with he and his kids. Most of the stuff that I had seen from Fishbone was his metal sculptures. As I got to know him a little bit more and got to know especially his children, all of a sudden, you know, here's continuation of what Fishbone created, right? Coming out in his kids, where they're doing artwork on t-shirts and they're making fish prints and they're doing all sorts of stuff, taking it a bit further than what Fishbone himself taught them.
I never tried to force them and say, you're going to be a fish artist or any of that. It just was a natural evolution. It just became a natural expression. Joshua and Caleb have watched me do the fish rubbings and the metal sculpture and the painting, and then they would copy that. Just over the years, it's just been joyful to watch them come into their own, you know, where they develop their own style and put a slant in a way that I never taught them about. It's just watching that process of development.
One of my favorite forms of fishing ever is to go out in the Gulf and time it when the tunas and bonitas migrate through a certain area that a bunch of shrimp boats are in, because what happens is that those shrimp boats drag at night and they bring their nets onto the deck and they dump their catch and they clean all the shrimp out of the catch, and then the bad catch goes back into the water. That's good. This one has some birds on it. That's a good sign. You see some birds on the riggers, you know that they've been dragging at night, they've cleaned their catch. Birds have been picking, the same thing the fish have. Now they got a place to roost when the food's gone. That boat is like a moving chum line. There's all sorts of tunas, sharks, and bonitas that gather right there behind the shrimp boat.
Leaning. Woo. Yeah!
There's such a vast expanse of water, it's really hard to know where to fish. But in this period of time, this time of year, you see a shrimp boat out in this area, you know that underneath that boat there's going to be, you know, something really spectacular to look at. Easy does it, boy. Such a beautiful fish, man.
Yeah, great tattoo pattern, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, positively. Let it sit. Okay, get him.
He's got it.
Coming up, you'll never know what lurks beneath when Spanish Fly continues.
Are you kidding me? Dude!
So what we're doing here is just creating more of the pierced areas, you know, and give movement to the fish. And this gives me a good line to follow with the torch because I'm wearing darker glasses, and it's the torch is a pretty fine line, and I need some fine lines to follow. The idea is just to keep the lines really sleek, you know, just like these fish are sleek. Each step of the process, you're tweaking it as you go along. Even after the cutting is completed, then there's more work that is put into this through the burnishing And that's why we choose aluminum, because it receives the tooling and machining. You're actually putting a lot of lines and swirls and motion into it, and it captures the light. It kind of really dances with the light. Even at this point, I wouldn't be able to just leave this alone, the layout, and walk away from it. It's, you get in the zone, just like you do in fishing, you know? It's really is just getting in the zone.
Let's get rigged up, and then I'll throw some bait in the water. They're beautiful boats, aren't they?
They are.
They're just beautiful boats. You look at all that water out there, and it's just this big, broad expanse of water. And the only thing that seems to break it is this shrimp boat. So the shrimp boat really is a form of floating structure, even when it's not producing food. So you never know really what's going to swim out from underneath that floating structure.
Come on.
Get in front of them. Oh, just let it drift out, Caleb. Let it drift out. Watch out for the bonitas. Okay, just let it sit. Let it sit. Let it sit. Let it sit. Okay, get him. Get him. Holy moly! Look at the size of that cobia.
Nice, good, yes, sir.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh, you're in for a haul.
You look at those cobias, and they've got a big flat head, and those great big pectoral fins, and when they get some depth to them, and they put those pecs out, they can hang for an inordinately long period of time. I knew right away when he got bit. I could tell Caleb was like all excited, and you know he's going to bring it in just a short period of time. Like, no.
Well, you'll be there for a little while, Caleb.
That's a big fish, man. Oh.
Another hard thing for anglers to do in those long, protracted battles is to stay focused. It takes a lot of focus to know exactly how much pressure, how much bend to put in that rod, and if that fish runs, when to give him line, and when that fish gives, when to take line. There you go, lift up and drop on the way down. Perfect. Lift, keep his head coming up if you can.
And there goes the last 15 minutes of work. Right back down.
So it takes really a lot of focus, and some fishermen' attention span, you know, gets diminished as time goes on in a battle. So Caleb really did an extraordinary job of not only fighting the fish to the limits of the tackle, but also staying focused and bringing that fish to the boat.
36 minutes has elapsed.
What?
36 minutes has elapsed.
Already?
Yep.
Holy cow.
What were you thinking? It'd be like a little 10-minute fight?
Yeah.
You really want this fish, huh?
I do want this big guy.
You know what? I never use a gaff, hardly ever use a gaff on this thing, but I'm going to use one on this thing, just to make sure we get him.
Okay.
Because you want him.
I do, yeah.
In the boat.
If he gives
In the boat.
All right.
What's up, big guy? Man, that's a Mongo cobia. Hooked him right in the lip.
That's a heavy old cobia. Watch out.
Oh my gosh, thank you for getting that big guy. Look,
What a pig.
he's got his homeboy with him.
Look at that. Little remora hanging.
Whoa, beauty, man.
Easy, boy, easy.
Yeah! Yeah! Look at this guy.
A worthy adversary.
Give me a smack on the face.
What, did he smack you on the face? He did not.
It's close. Oh, whoa!
Look at the bait going up on the top of it.
Jeez.
Look at, they're trying to get on the
Their
back.
bait's trying to climb the turtle, man.
Coming up,
Look at the two.
it's a free-for-all feeding frenzy when Spanish Fly returns.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is a frenzy.
Look at this.
There seems to be an energy and a movement, especially in those fishing scenes. I get out of it the satisfaction of being connected to it. It feels like once I've interpreted that form that's a real life form in nature, that somehow inside of me that, you know, I just feel that much more connected to the creature that I'm interpreting or expressing, you know. And aluminum is the most challenging material to work in. It's a softer grade of metal. It's non-ferrous, meaning there's no iron in it. That flame from the plasma torch, in essence, is a little 55,000 degree dagger of fire. The idea is to hold that electrode off the surface to where you don't want to be too close to the surface or too far away. You get the finest cut from the edge of that flame, just enough to pierce the metal. Even after 15 years of cutting, it's still it's a little bit of a maze. It's almost like a little bit of a labyrinth to work with, to try to keep on track of which is to be cut out and which is to remain.
The thing about being out in those places is that it's really truly a very special area in the Gulf of Mexico, which is a huge body of water, but it's really a very special area. And if you spend enough time in that area, you see some amazing things. You know, I've seen whale sharks out in the areas, sailfish, you know, in the Gulf, in places where they shouldn't be. And if you spend enough time in that area, every now and then you get treated to a little bonus that you never have seen before. Look at the bait! Look at the bait going up on the top of it.
Jeez.
Look at they're trying to get on the
bait's
back.
trying to climb the turtle, man.
And look at the tunas around it. Oh, is that crazy? Oh my God, that's so sick. Look at this. Up pops this turtle, and there's this huge ball of bait around it, and all around that ball of bait are these tunas that are driving the bait fish actually up on the back of the turtle to get away from it. How many times have you ever seen that? You know, so it doesn't matter how many times you've ever been out there. Nature will always surprise you if you spend enough time out there.
I can't believe I've never seen anything like that.
Look at
That's
that,
so
dude.
cool.
Here, throw it right on top of the turtle and just let it sit until a tuna comes near it, okay? Kind of right next to the turtle. That turtle was right close by the shrimp boat, which you knew had a bunch of tunas under it. So when all that food evaporated from the shrimp boat, and there's this big knot of bait underneath this turtle, probably every tuna and every bonita that was underneath that shrimp boat is now gathered underneath that turtle.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, that's so crazy. Get that plug rod. Get the plug rod. Here, go, go, go. That's so crazy. Oh, bonita. Oh no.
Come on, Bonita.
Tuna are chasing the bonita, man.
Look at this crazy. Look at the bait under the turtle. Oh, that's insane.
This is amazing.
Everybody started throwing rods in and hooking fish, and as we kept drifting and feeding, the scene kept getting crazier and crazier.
Oh my gosh, dude, this is a frenzy.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. Look at them all.
Dude, get that thing in. There's some big boys over here. There's some big tuna over here.
Look at the bait on the ice. They're eating the bait off the turtle hose.
Yes, sir. There's a lot of tuna over here following mine.
Do you have a tuna?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
You got a tuna, Josh?
Yeah.
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah, big bruiser tuna, Josh.
Ooh, you got another tuna.
Oh, he's a big pig, dude.
Here's a tuna right here.
You got one, Dad?
No, you got him.
Bro, check out the size of this tuna.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Look at that.
Look at all this craziness,
This
bro.
is insanity.
Oh no.
The gods are smiling.
Come here and give me your big black bronze goodness.
Nice one.
All right, huh? What a beautiful fish, my brother. Oh wow, look at this hammerhead shark. Look at this. Whoa, look at the size of that thing.
An unexpected visitor shows up for dinner when Spanish Fly continues.
Look, he's right there, dude.
Come here, baby. Come here, baby.
Oh, that's a pretty cool little setup you got there, buddy.
Yeah, man, you know, it's, I do the modular system, right? I pack a bunch of these boxes.
Right.
You know, these Plano boxes with different lures. Here's some floating flies, here's some streamers. And I got a bunch of them. I got them at home in the main tackle storage, which is my room downstairs. And then I take them and I put them in here. And that goes on the boat to what I'm gonna do, you know, in that week, and then what I'm gonna do in the day. Then I put them right here so they're handy. And that way it's cool. You can just set up your whole tackle system to just, you know, for any particular day, you can have all the boxes you need. So we're gonna get some streamer flies. I might even throw in a box of floating plugs, huh? So we can get some surface action.
Yeah.
Looks like some nice candy there.
Right?
Yeah. It's like a sushi kitchen.
Almost.
You know, where they have no wasted movements.
Exactly. And I flatten down the barbs of all these things so it makes it easier on the fish. Take the hooks out. Let it go. There's 2 tunas now. Just keep feeding it, just like that. Let it go completely free. Yep. Nice and smooth, fellas. Nice and smooth.
Oh, that's it, Dad.
Yeah.
There's a ton of tuna.
Hurry. No. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move here in a second. Oh, look at all these blackfins. This is so sick. All right, let's land this guy. Come here. Oh, wow, look at this hammerhead shark. Look at this.
Hammerhead.
Whoa. Look at the size of that thing.
Dude, this is sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie one up and throw it in.
Are you gonna throw him that hammer?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that him right. I want to get that hammerhead up close to see him. That was a big hammerhead, unusually big, and not one that we're typically used to seeing in the Gulf of Mexico. Usually, to me, that's more an Atlantic fish as opposed to a Gulf of Mexico fish.
Whoa, him! He bit it in half.
Look at him!
Look at this! Look at this!
Look at it!
Look, he's right there, dude!
Come here, baby! Come here, baby!
Woo. Look at this!
Yeah.
Hold him up! Let's see him. Look at that!
Oh my gosh!
Again, yet here's another surprise for us that day out there. Not only did that turtle come up with that knot of tuna under it, but here's one of the biggest hammerheads I think I've ever seen in the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know about you guys, I'm tired.
Oh my God! Gnarly day, man.
And we are going home. Everybody sees the same scenes through different eyes, and really that's why I wanted to take those guys especially out there, because I know what I see, in the shrimp boats and the tunas and the cobias and that whole fracas. But it's really nice to have other people come out there and see it through their eyes, especially guys like this, because what they see through their eyes, you're going to get a chance to see their interpretation of it in their artwork. I love it. The shrimp boat. Here's the shrimp boat. The birds.
Man. Yeah.
The bird. There's the turtle. There's the bait fish.
Jumping on his back.
Jumping on his back. So sick.
You got 3 solid hookups because that's just the way it was, It started out where, I didn't want to clutter the composition, but there was a lot going on. Even though there was that big hammerhead shark teasing us and that, I just opted to leave him out. But still, it just felt like there was that essence of that frenzy going on,
I think back to the days of guiding, I think one of the best feelings that a guide can ever have is to show somebody who really truly appreciates all the nuances of a fishery an exceptional day. Show them a day where they're seeing, not only good fishing, but really extraordinary fishing and extraordinary events that don't happen usually in nature. And so it was really good to have these guys who truly appreciated every single little bit of what happened in those days. It was a very rewarding experience for me, because those guys had the time of their life.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. To experience more of the Spanish Fly adventure, log on to SpanishFlyTV.com.